Welcome to the Tower, Modular Set and Duplication. So we're going to be going for something like this, creating a modular set of pieces. So to start, we're going to open up this pre-made tower file. So here we have almost primitives, a few things that we're going to run through. To starters, we'll just kind of have a little modeling refresh. I mean, the most intense modeling that we might do here. We'll click this fence post. We're going to go to polygon mode, and we're going to turn this into a medieval fence. So we're going to take the top here, and we're just going to go ahead and under Edit Geometry, I could shrink this back so in case you're looking for it, right? Collapses under Edit Geometry, Global Tool. There we go. Now we've got our fence, or pencil, depending on how you're looking at it. Alright, so now we got a few things going on here. We have a list of things that we're using, and I've got them labeled so you kind of figure out what they are. So we have our base, we have our middle, and we have our roof. So we're going to go ahead and start with the tower. And what we're going to do is start with the base here. So we're going to get our tower textures here. And there'll be a set of them. And you'll know the brick old mixed looks like this kind of concrete brick. That's what we're going to use. We're going to drag and drop that file right onto the base. There we go. And then there's also this cinder block that we're going to drop on there. Textures could change, but they'd probably be similar. So we'll go ahead and start with the base. So we select our base, and we're going to go ahead and put in unwrap modifier on it, and we'll open the UV editor. And I like to just reset peel right away. We can get it going. So I'm going to select this backside edge here, and we can just double click it. And this is one of those, we have to put a seam in order to unwrap it, because we can quick peel it, but it's not going to work. So we'll convert our edge to a seam, just nice and quick. We can go ahead and go into polygon mode, Control A to select all, or you can drag select, and then we'll do quick peel. And this is nice and all, except for it's not really accurate. So being that we place our texture first, we can go up to our checkered pattern, and we're going to change the displayed texture in the UV editor to this bitmap that we chose. And we could do stuff like relax, and you know, it kind of helps a little bit to kind of straighten it out. I like to use it a little bit. So looks like that's about all we're going to get. And I'm going to rotate it. So that's E for etate. And then we'll go into our handy dandy edge mode. And we're going to just drag select these edges right here. Just these ones. And then we'll tell it to go ahead and loop those. And we're going to go up to our quick transform. And we want our align horizontally, but we're going to click and hold and make sure we get the one with the separate loops. There we go. Now they're all nice and straight. A little wonky. Now we're going to do the opposite. We're going to double click this edge, and we're going to select ring. This will get all of our vertical edges. You could select it another way, but as long as we get these edges. And then we're going to do the same thing, click and hold, and we're going to select the vertical with each individual loop pivot, keeping them together. Bam! That looks nice. And then I can go ahead and go in the polygon mode and turn on element mode just in case. We'll just click and drag this. And then I'm going to get my freeform, and I'm going to hold Control, and that'll keep it somewhat seamless here to pull up. We got some wonkiness there. Turn this element mode off. This is uneven compared to this one and this one. So let's go ahead and look at our checkered patterns. We can see, yeah, so we got nice squares, and then here we got like rectangles. So I'm going to go into vertice mode, select these vertices, and I'm just going to drag them out until, I'm just going to eyeball it until they look the same on both sides. So you can see this one is over here. That's looking pretty good. And so this one here, we'll go ahead and move. And we can also just go ahead and do display only selected, but we'd have to select everything. But we could select this and do isolate. But since it's only one object, it does nothing. Alrighty. Now we get a little distortion here because it's not perfectly flat like this. We're just going to have to work with that for right now. So we'll go back into polygon mode, element, line this up here, and we're going to hold Control and drag this out. Maybe halfway. Let's change this to back to our brick and look at it. Too much. Maybe a little bit less. Maybe about right there. That looks pretty nice. 1, 2, 3, 4. Almost like 4 rows of bricks, it looks like. That looks pretty good. And we can press F4 to turn that off. And I'm just going to simply right click over here and collapse. And there we have our brick. And it looks pretty good. Except for that this edge doesn't line up. So we can reapply that. Let's do multi-tile. Ah, see, we're just short of the edge. So we'll just go ahead and Control drag this to the very edge. And then here you'll see it actually lines up perfectly. Because it's going to repeat to the other side. Now we can collapse this. Shadows kind of throw it off a little bit, but it's good. Alright, we're going to move on to the tower. So we'll go ahead and put our unwrap on there. Fancy. And let's go ahead and just do our map to cinder blocks. And we can go ahead and do show multi-tile. And we're going to kind of do the same thing. We'll just select everything. And we'll do reset peel. Woo! And I'm going to select just this one edge here. And we'll do... Actually, no. Let's just take each one. So we'll take this one, quick peel it. Wow, that's really ugly. So you think it would quick peel it straight, but it doesn't. So let's go ahead. We're going to go under Edit UVs, and we're going to use our quick planar map. So first thing that we want to do is set this up. I think it's going to be X. Yep. So we quick planar map this one on the X. I'm going to do the other side as well. Select it, quick planar map it. Right, and then I'm going to select the front here and do Y, quick planar map it. And then select the other side, quick planar map it. So that at least guarantees that it's planar. X, Y, or Z. So the X and the Y worked really well. Now, We're going to move this over to the very corner here. And then we'll, again, control, drag this up. I think that looks pretty good for right now for this particular tower. We could always change it later if we want to be a little bit bigger. It's kind of hard to see with the green lines, but it does tile around for the most part. It should tile around. Looks like this one is kind of symmetrical here. So what I can do is select it, right click, and flip horizontally. There we go. Okay, so that brick. This brick here is the same one over here. So we want it to always be on the right. Yeah, so let's right click, flip this one. Alright, they're all good. Okay, so now we can go ahead and right click and collapse to, hold yes, and our UVs are baked in. Now we've got these wood pieces here. So this particular one right here at the moment isn't really doing anything, but we're going to drag on our wood slats. Bam. You grab this window and drag the wood slats on. That one looks funny. And we're going to go ahead and take the roof. Let's get the roof tiles and drag this one on. There we go. Yeah, just slap it on. There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and UV this roof. Man, this roof is looking, ooh. I mean, just funny. Looks good from the top view, but a little wonky there. Okay, so let's unwrap this. Unwrap UVW. Open our UV editor, and this one's a weird one, but we want each of these to line up, and if we quick peel them, you know, we're gonna get triangles everywhere, and they don't line up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna change this to best align, and this is the computer's gonna guess what it thinks is the best. And you can see the gizmo here. That's what it thinks right now is the best, supposedly. So we're going to go ahead and quick planar map that. And it looks facing you. It looks really nice and sweet. So we're going to take the next one, quick planar map it. Next one, quick planar map it. Next one, quick planar map it. Bam! And it should have lined them up, yeah, pretty decently. Looks like there's one or two maybe off, so I'm just going to click it and drag it down. We want all of these to be right on top of each other. Looks like the bottoms are, and these ones here, not quite. So I'm going to go into points mode, drag, select these points here, and just move it straight down to line that up. Bam! Now, if you really wanted to be really picky, you can come in here and you can turn on snaps, and you could actually snap these, and you know, that's one way of doing it. You can also just click, press Z. No, it's not going to zoom in anymore. So here I'm just going to have to there we go. So, don't have to get that picky because it's usually pretty good anyway, but the snaps, you know, you can really line it up. So, that's looking good. You can see our roof tiles here. Then if we want to drag select all of them, maybe I want to move it up till we get like a this center piece looks like, you know, it's an angled piece. Then I usually just kind of check the pieces. Just see how they're looking. I think they look alright. There's ways to hide this anyway. So that's good. Go ahead and just collapse this, and it'll close it out automatically. And you can see the points line up fairly nicely. Some of them are just a tad bit off. That's okay. We can hide those seams. They kind of blend in decently. Alright, so let's take a look at the window now. So this window piece here, let's actually get this flat panel over here. We're going to drag the wood on it. And we're also going to drag the wood onto, well, no, that's a roof. Let's drag the roof tile over here. There we go. Sweet. Okay. So we'll go back to the window. Let's unwrap this. And there we go. So we're just going to select this all. Just reset peel. Well, it didn't do what I wanted it to do. Let's just quick planar map it. There we go. Oh, that's looking nice. Let's go ahead and get our wood texture here. Move this over. These wood pieces look alright. I kind of would like this slot to maybe line right up in the middle. So just grab this whole thing and get my freeform. And I'm just going to hold... I'm going to hold shift and drag over. Let's see. I guess Control Z. Maybe we should just move this first. And let's line this up. Yeah, it looks like... Ooh. So if you have to, you can shift to kind of scale it. And I just kind of like to line up the line of the boards right with where that window is. Looks real nice. So we're going to take this middle piece here, and I really just want this to be black for right now, so we're just going to quick peel it off, and I'm just going to scale it down. And let's just isolate for a second so we can see. So I'm going to find where there's a really thick, dark strip right here. Just put it in here, and I'm going to scale it down a little bit more. Bam. Do freeform and shrink it. There we go. Just want it to be real dark. I don't need any details in there. Just kind of cheat a little bit. So end isolate. And let's go ahead and take this piece here. And we'll isolate it just so we don't accidentally select that piece here. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to select this edge right here. And we're going to, under explode, we're going to do break. Let's see if that works. It does not. Let's go to vertice mode. We're going to click this vertice here and do break. Okay, now that worked. And we'll do that for this one point right here in the corner. We'll also do break. And break. And then we'll select this point in the very corner right there and do break as well. And go to our edge mode, turn off element just in case. Now that we've kind of broken it off, we can take this edge here, and I'm just going to move it over slightly, and you can see I get now the wood texture in there. It looks real nice. Do that for the other side. Take this one, bring it in until we get some wood grains that look real nice. There we go. Yeah. We'll take the bottom, and we'll move this one up until we get some wood grains that look real nice. And select this one up here real quick and bring it down. Looks real nice. Now these are definitely would not work if we were going to do any kind of normal mapping or detailing. If that were the case, then I would actually have to scale these all in. Because you can't have any overlapping if you're going to do any kind of normal map or anything like that. So, but with that, we are going to get some skewed textures. You can't really get away from that too much. We could try moving it a little bit and see, but that's just going to be a whole lot harder. We could bring these out. Oops. A whole lot less, and it kind of helps a little bit, but get a little bit, it's okay. So when you're UVing, the other question is, what kind of game is this being used for? In this case, this is going to be more of a third-person type deal. We would have to do a few more things throughout the lesson if we were going to do something like a first-person. So this is going to be more something relatable, similar to, but you'll get kind of the idea with that. So there's our window. Let's go ahead and collapse. And we'll go ahead and finish our last roof here. If we select it in F4, we're going to go into edge mode, real complex modeling here. We're going to grab this edge and bring it up for a slanted roof here, like so. And you can see that the roofing is facing the wrong way. So we're going to turn off edge mode. Needs to be off. We'll unwrap it, the whole thing. I just deselect and click off. So really I just need to rotate each one of these pieces. So this one I'm just going to go ahead and break off first, and then I'm going to rotate it. It takes a minute to upload. Let's see, just do pack custom. We'll take this one and rotate it, pack custom. Then we just need to see, woo, facing the wrong way. So what we can do is right click, and we're gonna flip vertical. There we go. Now it's facing the right way. Check the other side. Upside down. I did the wrong rotate. So right click, flip vertical. There we go. Dun-dun-dun. So, and if you really wanted to have this right on the line or something, you could go into edge mode, select these two edges, and we could bring this down ever so much, slightly. But we are going to hide this anyway with a piece of wood, so it's alright if it doesn't completely line up. If you did want it to be symmetrical, you could take one of these and flip it horizontally. I'm just going to leave them as is. So looking top down, it doesn't, I like that it's not symmetrical in this case. So we'll go ahead and collapse the unwrap. And we have our roof. This could be for another type of tower or for a house as well, but we'll use that later on, and you'll see how we'll get to use that.